Hello, my beautiful people. And we are back with Generational Prodigy Podcast 2024. And you are now streaming live with the Trillis. Let's actually get in. So, today we are going to be speaking on love, sex, and dating. Something I don't really touch on, a topic that I'm really kind of cringy about at times. I don't really saturate too much in these areas, but I think this will be something fun and new for my listeners and viewers to experience from me, just my thoughts and my ideas. But of course, as you guys know, before I get started, I gotta let you know that we are always feeling groovy. And we have our cubicles in today as well. And we got our vape pens. I ain't bring my pen today. That's a little shady, but it's okay. Because now we're gonna pass it over to the Beauty Bitch Gloss. As you can see, we got French Kiss out. French Kiss is on the lip today by the Gross. And we also have Melancho with his Death Decay Volume 1 novel. And you can find it on Amazon for $13. Please like, comment, subscribe, and leave your reviews with any purchase. And we are just thankful for you guys for always supporting us and just, feeling the vibes. So as you guys know, we got to do our thoughts, our rants, and our icks. And my first thought was like, so I was just having a conversation with somebody about like mammals and reptiles and stuff like that. So the idea of eggs came up, right? And I was thinking about like how women, we got our ovaries and we carry eggs, but we mammals, so we don't lay eggs. We actually conceive the baby and then we push the baby out, right? But now the baby is in full form. Um, a whole person, heartbeat, everything is not in a shell like an egg, like how it starts. But we was talking about like platypuses, right? So I learned that platypuses are mammals, but they lay eggs. Now I also found out that they are like what is it, genetically modified some scientific way. So they're not even real animals, is what I'm being told, which is strange because that means you created one and then you created two to procreate, and there was just a bunch of platypuses walking and roaming the earth, and they not even a real animal. And then for it to be a mammal and it's laying eggs is even a little more strange for me. Cause now it's like, is it a reptile and a mammal? Like, is related to the dinosaur family and like an elephant? Like, those are two totally different species. So I'm just trying to like conjure in my mind where all of this takes place, and it's kind of like now taking me into the aquatic animals. And I think about how seahorses, right? The seahorse to get pregnant, and I don't know if the eggs are, I can't remember if it's the eggs that's being transferred or if it's the actual baby seahorses that's being transferred, but they get transferred to the male. So the male has like a pocket, kind of like how a kangaroo has a pocket, but only the female kangaroos have the pockets. So it's just strange that a seahorse has the same, like, I would say, terminology of living like a kangaroo in a mammal sense, but it's really an amphibian because it's in the water. Like, I don't know. That's just where my thoughts is coming into play. Like, I don't know. Even like with birds, like birds are supposed to be descendants from dinosaurs, I believe. And technically dinosaurs are reptiles. So birds are reptiles. But they have like, a special name. I think it's called like aves or something like that. I think it's like AVES if I'm not mistaken. Um and it's just crazy to me because birds lay eggs and dinosaurs lay eggs and turtles lay eggs and like all of the reptiles lay eggs. So it's just like birds really is walking around like little reptiles, but I don't know, it's just crazy. That's why I said my thoughts just go out of this world. So off my thoughts and into my rants. My rant I had was coming from an experience that I watched someone else go through, because I don't personally have kids myself, but I've witnessed a lot of people around me have these issues when they get in relationships with these men, or these men get in relationships with these women, and then they have to deal with how the child is being watched. And me personally, I don't think that you should be saying you're watching your kid. Like, I think that that's something that we got to change our terminology on, because if I got a kid and I got something to do, I'm not calling the dad to be like, oh, can you watch the baby? Like, I think we got to figure out a different way to be able to pass the baby off. You don't got to say, oh, hey, can you watch the baby for me? Because now it's kind of like you asking them to do you a favor, like they not the parent. Like you ask somebody that's not related or close and immediate that has to do those things, can you watch the baby? So for instance, like I would ask my little sister, can you watch such and such? Or ask your aunt if you can watch your nephew or your niece. But to call mom or dad and be like, hey, can you watch Sydney? It's like, no. Can you watch Tyreek? Because I'm about to go to the, like, I'm his mom. You don't have to ask me, can I watch him? We just got to figure out a different way to communicate, sharing the time of understanding that we just need you to look after the child for a few hours, maybe because the child is in my possession. So now that I'm sitting here thinking, that could be the reason why people say watch, because if you're the designated parent, or you're the parent that always has a child, you tend to ask the other parent, can you watch the kid? So I don't know. I just would prefer if we could find a different way to alleviate that, like, because now this is coming in between like equal parental responsibilities, and I feel like as a parent, you both are in a space where you both got to play the same role. So to have certain expectations, or to move in a certain way as if you guys both aren't a parent to this one child, or multiple children, whatever the case may be, just be mindful that it's an equal doing. So the experience that I'm speaking on, I just remember hearing a phone call and her being frustrated because she's asking the dad if he can watch their daughter. And I felt like the word watch just made me cringe. It turned me off. I didn't like it. And it made me want to bring this up and speak on this out loud, because maybe it might be other people out there that thinks like me. So if this is a rant that you have, please, without questioning, DM me, email me, or let me know how you feel about this topic, because maybe I can do like a cute little Instagram story and kind of just run back into this topic to kind of give it a little more attention, because I think that we don't really understand how detrimental those kind of conversations are as a parent. And like I said, again, I'm not a parent, but I do take care of my siblings. And, I have the help from my aunt and my brothers, but it's not necessarily watching my siblings. It's more like you want to either, we got days set up, or we got things where we understand what's going on. If I need them watched, I'll ask somebody that I know that'll have the time to watch them. Outside of that, I also just want to speak on just the attention and the beef that people hold with each other when it comes to being obsessed. And this is into my icks now. If somebody got beef with you, I don't understand why they decide to spread so much attention towards you. Like, that never made sense to me. And even now while I'm talking, I'm trying to figure that out. I think that people have a crazy fatal attraction, and they hate that they love you so much that they can't do anything else but figure out how to be a part of something in your life in a negative manner. People love drama and they love chaos and they love beef, especially when they know that they can't be in your space or that they're not liked by you. So they tend to do little things, or have the idea to try and be seen as much as possible, and they don't care what way they get the attention. As long as they got a little bit from you, they cool with that. So I try to, personally for myself, with experiences that I've had, I try not to speak too much on people, places, and things that is craving my attention, so that they can feel like they have a one up or a purpose on being spoken on in my world. Like, this is my world, this is my life. I control how I decide for things to go and what I think about and how I move. And the last thing I'm doing is worrying about a person that I know don't have the best interest in me. Like, I'm not going on social media to type in nobody's name or do none of that. I don't care. Like, I just don't care. So now we're going to get into our topics of love, sex, and dating. And my first segment is love. And I just want to know what love means to people. Like, love is just so abused and the word is just so thrown around that we don't really take the time to understand how much we should cherish when we're saying we love something. And sometimes people will do a lot to get extended love and also don't know what to do to love on themselves to even project love to the next person. So I think love is something that you really gotta feel within in order for you to dish it out. And what I mean by that is just loving yourself personally, having your own confidence, believing in yourself, knowing you got the drive and the determination and the potential to be great, to be better, to be the best you. Love is it is, to me, it's a process of growth and understanding, your environment and the things around you so that you can properly give it to others and know how to receive it for yourself, because you're not going to accept nothing from anyone if you got a certain type of value, respect, and love for yourself. So love comes in many different forms, and I believe that with love comes a lot of togetherness, orientation, and unity. And sometimes a lot of people don't have that already instilled in them. You can't put something in people. It has to already be embedded. And a lot of the times that comes from how they're raised or, their upbringing, maybe how their family decided to raise them or whatever the case may be. That all comes from a stemmed place. So I'm praying for those people that don't have the structure or the people around them to give them that proper discipline to apply it to themselves and be able to, just exert better energy out into the world to other people. Which now is going to run into my next segment of dating, because love and dating literally coincide with each other. And when we speak on dating, I just want people to know that dating don't mean that you gotta be in a relationship tomorrow. Like, y'all really gotta calm down. Like, I don't like that when people say, like, oh yeah, we together, I talked to her. Like, if you talk to her, was it established that y'all was in a relationship? Like, that don't mean that that's your girl, or that don't mean that that's your nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be taking a step too much forward and not just living in the moment or letting it just flow. Y'all just gotta be so in love with a person and be with somebody so bad. Y'all really be afraid to be alone. Y'all be afraid to learn yourselves and be by yourselves and saturate in your own problems before you can be something for somebody else. But it is definitely okay to date. I feel like people don't like to use the word date because then it allows for them to think that they're dealing and messing with multiple people. And if you're not in a relationship or the things is open between you and this person you're dating, or if it's not understood that you guys are literally locking in and sticking as one, then that's another story. You know what I'm saying? But don't just assume or jump the gun that because you dating this person that y'all just automatically supposed to be locked and linked in. Because he might be messing with Jessica too. He might be dating her, might have just went on a date with her so that he can kind of fill her out a little bit more so he can know what woman he wants to actually be with. Have fun, you guys. Have fun in the dating scene and allowing yourself to get to know and learn other people and new people. You don't just because you meet somebody and you like them right then and there, don't mean that that's the person for you years later on down the line. When you see a red flag, you gotta get up, you gotta run, and you gotta go, because at that point you are then starting to force yourself into something that you could clearly see is a big no. Like, and a lot of people don't like commitment. And commitment comes again from a self-reflection. They have to love themselves in order to know what to commit to be that, that expectational desire that people want. That's just how people move off expectation, and they move off of just what they see other people doing or what they think is the ideal way to be when it comes to dating or being in a relationship with somebody or whatever the case may be. Currently I am dating. I feel like I have to learn that, again, the advice that I put out, I have to be able to dish it to myself. So I'm learning to allow myself to go on dates with people and not have to stick to one person because I feel like, oh, I don't want to be labeled as this hoe, or like, I don't want to be labeled as I'm just out here just doing anything. I'm about to be 30 and I've lived a long time of being modest and being just respectful of myself, not putting myself out there or allowing people to have receipts or saying they did this and they've done that, slandering my name, So I play a real discreet role when it comes to who I allow in my space and around me, especially when it comes to men, because I don't like to feel like I'm forcing or trying to create this fairy tale la la story to make myself believe that I'm so in love with this person that I may have just met a few months ago. And now it's like, if I allow myself to surf through other people, I can see if this is the person for me. So if you don't give your chance to know what's for you, you're just going to miss your whole shot within itself. And again, like I said, all of this comes from a self-reflection. So before you guys decide to start dating, I would like if you just take a step back and reflect on who you are and try to work on those things that you may not feel like you're at a great standpoint to be able to be something for somebody else, because the worst thing you can do is be a hurt person or take something from the last relationship and make the new person have to feel all of those things that may have made you feel like you can't pursue moving forward or whatever the case may be. So I just want y'all to be mindful of that, which is now leading into my third segment of sex. And again, love, dating, and sex all intertwined in this space of self-worth. Like, when people decide to go out here and have sex with people, they don't even realize that they're transferring a crazy energy. And a lot of the times, intimacy is abused because you got a person that's not wholesome, or a person that don't move right in the world in general, and they have all of these things going on in their brain and going on with themselves personally, and then you go and you fornicate with somebody and you don't realize that a chemistry is now being bonded and blended, and it could cause the next person to start to feel the emotions in a way that you may feel. So for instance, like, if a girl has sex with a guy and a guy's out here doing just about anything to anybody in the world, anything for it to benefit him and be in a better space, but then at night he doesn't feel like he's who he should be, or behind closed doors he not really speaking on the things that's causing him to act the way he's acting out in the street towards those people. And now you, as the girlfriend, you living in a house with him, and now you got to deal with all of those regrets or those things, that those demons that he may be fighting and it's starting to reflect onto you. So now when you guys start to fornicate, or you guys are living in each other's areas and things like that, that energy that he's holding now transfers to her, and now she doesn't have the enthusiasm she should as being a beautiful woman, or the enthusiasm she may have had before she actually got with him. Some girls lose they drive when they deal with men that's not motivated, and they don't even realize that those things about them only happen because they're trying to force him to be what they want him to be to make them feel good. So again, like I said, this is all going into a place of self-reflection. And like, don't get me wrong now, we all grown and we all love a little fornication. You know, and I'm cool with you want to get your rocks off. I ain't mad at that. Sometimes you might want to bust your little, I'm saying. That's cool. But if you're doing that, you have to mentally know, like, all right, I'm dealing with this person because I don't want to sleep around with multiple people, but this is the person that I feel like if when I'm ready and these are the things that I want to do, this is the person that I could do those things with. You can pick a designated person, but then if you pick that designated person and y'all not in a relationship and y'all dating, and now you're forcing to think that he's supposed to be your boyfriend, now you done fucked up the whole cycle of why we even got here, which then starts with your self-love, because you wouldn't even went those directions had you would have already mentally prepared your mind for what you was trying to get to at the end of the rule anyway, which was getting your rocks off. Leave it there. Don't keep doing something with this one person and then now you feel like they're obligated and you have to be their priority, like they owe you something, because they don't. That's not their job. So just be mindful, like I said again, once you guys decide to go out and have sex with these people, because it's a crazy world out here, and y'all gotta make sure y'all stay safe. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like, sex not a big deal for me, and sex is not it's not a breaker or a maker for me neither. It's like, I gotta be in a mood. I gotta really want to. I be having so much going on as a busy girl. I can't even think about at the end of the night performing anything with anybody. Once I get in my bed, I'm asleep. I don't want nobody touching me. I don't like to be super affectionate when I'm sleepy. I don't know. That's just me. So if my man out there, he watching, you gonna have to probably get me there, because I can't even focus on none of that when I just had a long ass day. Like, I still gotta go to work, go to the gym, come home, make sure my little brothers and sisters okay, make sure everything is situated and set for the next day. Then after the gym, I'm tired and work. Now I'm taking a shower. That hot water done took me out. And then once I put my night clothes on and my bed and stuff is made, my room is clean, and I jump in that bed, baby, I don't even want you to say my name. Like, just shut up. Don't ask me no questions. Don't say nothing to me. I don't feel like it right now. That's why I said I'm working on me. So I'm not in a place where I feel like I gotta force being in a relationship, because I got a lot of things I'm doing that's get up, ready to go, you know? And sometimes a lot of people, when they're in relationships, they like to be a little more settled and wind down. And right now, that's just not my lifestyle. And sometimes because of that, it doesn't always make me have a sexual desire. It's not that I don't like it. It's just like, I don't care too much to have to do it. Like, men, they feel like they gotta consistently be humping. And I'm just not that. Like, it's a lot of girls that hump a lot too. And if y'all want to hump, y'all hump on your own discretion. But be mindful when y'all humping, and y'all humping all of these different people, y'all transferring energy, and now it's reflecting on your self-love. You see how all this intertwines with each other? Y'all gotta follow me. Y'all gotta follow what's going on, because having sex with somebody and having sex appeal will definitely put you in two totally different, like, I would say two totally different, what's the word I'm looking for? We just gonna say two totally different rooms. We're just gonna say that, because a lot of girls and men too, they utilize the sex to get what they want. And then you got some people that just know that they got sex appeal and it gets them what they want. You know, so just be mindful on how you're delivering your sex drive to people, because you don't want people to mistake you for being something that you're not. Now, some people are very nymphomatic, and I'm not against that. That's just not my preference. I feel like when I get with somebody and we're not in that dating phase and it's understood that we're in a relationship, then I can be in rare form. You can't be in rare form with everybody because then it kind of starts to get a little old. I think that it makes you lose little that little sunshine that you got when you decide that that's what you want to do, when you want to lay down with somebody and just do those things that make you feel good in the bedroom, you know? So I just feel like, again, be mindful on how you are delivering yourself to people to be interested and comfortable with wanting to lay down with you, wanting to date you, and wanting to love you. So without further ado, we're going to wrap this show up. And I just wanted to give you guys a little insight on what's to come. Next week, I will be invited personally to Diesel West Met Gala. He's having a event where everyone needs to come to dress to impress. If you weren't personally invited, I'm not sure if he's going to post flyers and tickets for people to come. But the theme is 24 karat ancient Egypt. And it's going to be pretty fun. I'm actually a little excited. He's someone new that I just met in the industry. He's an artist. He raps. And I'm just excited to collaborate and, be in a new mix with new people. I feel like it's just about that time. I've been so discreet and trying to just get myself in a place and together where I can be something for someone else. And it's just time. I'm just ready. And he also has a concert coming up in September. And I suggested to actually showcase my new collection I'll be dropping. So if I don't do Fashion Week in AC this year, I will be attending New York Fashion Week. And I'll just showcase my collection at the concert. So just stay tuned for that. And also next week, we are going to be speaking on social media propaganda. Because I know y'all tired of them people on them Instagrams with them blue checks. I know y'all tired of them people that get on Instagram and act like they more than what they really is. So I'm going to have to definitely break a few things down and let y'all get into my thoughts and how I feel about that. And that's all, you guys. This is Generational Prodigy Podcast 2024. And you are now streaming live with the Trillis. And let's actually get it.
Excellence!